Okay, so objective 2, now we're talking about what is the purpose of random assignment. So now, why do we do this? Well, there's two notes here. The purpose of random assignment is to create groups that are roughly equivalent at the beginning of an experiment. Again, there's this idea of you don't want one group to have a different characteristic than the other group, because then we can't just focus on the treatments. But if your two groups are roughly equivalent, then the only thing that's really different is the treatment. And we can see if the treatment has a cause and effect relationship. So again, it's about controlling all the other variables, right? And there's this idea of replication, right? Using enough subjects to create roughly equivalent groups. And again, the idea here is that look at your sample size. Is your sample size high enough? Okay, so again, think of sample size. And again, the greater the sample size, the closer you are to the true value and all that fun stuff. So again, the more data you can look at. So larger samples are always good. Okay, so example 2, does watching TV make you snack? Many people blame TV for the increasing problem of obesity. Does the type of program influence how much people eat? According to a recent study, the answer is yes. 94 college students were randomly assigned to one of 3 treatments: watching 20 minutes of a Hollywood action movie, The Island, watching the same 20-minute excerpt of the movie with no sound, and watching 20 minutes of an interview program, Charlie Rose. While watching, participants were given snacks: M&Ms, cookies, grapes, and carrots and grapes, and allowed to eat as much as they wanted. Subjects who watched the highly stimulating excerpt from The Island ate 65% more calories than subjects who watched Charlie Rose. Participants who watched the silent version of The Island ate 46% more calories than those who watched Charlie Rose. Explain the purpose of random assignment in the context of this experiment. So again, the idea is that does the fast-paced Hollywood action film with the volume, with the sound, make you eat more than that, not to say boring, but just a simple interview program that's not very action-packed? So we're going to say memorize the purpose of random assignment. Is to create roughly equivalent groups. At the beginning of the experiment. If there is a difference between the groups in calorie consumption, or you could say however you want to, and how many calories they eat in calorie consumption, it is likely due to the different types of programs watched. Different types of programs watched. Okay. So again, the first sentence is memorized. That's the definition, the idea. And then if there's a difference between the groups in calorie consumption, so again, stating that, the Y, the calorie consumption, it is likely due to the types of programs, which would be your X. Good. All right. So that's objective 2. Objective 3 is coming up.